Hello everybody, welcome back to GT Planet and welcome to another video where I, Chaz Draycott, lead video producer for GT Planet, get behind the wheel and take on one of the races in the game. Usually I'm doing the daily races these days every week, but this time I'm doing an offline race and one of the ones that the game provides to you as a player against the AI. Usually they're a bit of a walkover, but there are certain races that people find more difficult. I've found a number of them difficult in the past. I mean, I've done numerous videos of some of the difficult Group 1 prototype races and, you know, races that people tend to stumble upon that aren't as straightforward as they seem off the bat. Most of these races can be found up here in the driving missions. Now, this is a sort of integral part of Gran Turismo games that's been around for a long time and thrown some very interesting challenges at you. I've done the Magic Mountain before and I've completed all of these and certainly enjoyed myself. There's some very, very interesting ones in that mix. But one of the ones that I always get told to do is the human comedy section of missions. Now, The Sun Also Rises has 5 chilies on it, so I assume is more difficult, but the ones that people tell me about are these. Now, they are 1-hour endurance races, so this is going to be a much longer video than usual. There's a massive, massive array of cars available in these races. You've got the MX-5 Roadsters, so it's like a one-make race, again with the BAC monos. You've got a lot of the smaller sort of coupe key cars, some sports cars in the race at Kyoto Driving Park. GT4s, I think, at Deep Forest. Then you've got a classic race at Alsace, which I think will be a lot of good fun. I know there's a lot of people that really enjoy that sort of cult classic car racing. And then you've got your usual GT3 endurances. We've got Red Bull Ring, but then the very famous Lago Maggiore race, which I will not be doing today, unfortunately. I'll be doing that another time. You get a car for completing them all in bronze and all in gold as well, as you can see up there. But today I'm going to be taking on the very first one at Tsukuba. I've just been racing here in the crazy karts as well, the racing karts in the daily races, and I absolutely loved it. But the first stumbling block for me is that I do not have a Roadster touring car. So we've got to go and buy one and then bring it back and see what this race will give me. Over in Brand Central, by the way, you can obviously buy this car, and I believe it's under 600 performance points. Now, the race itself says it has to be under 610. What's it sat at the moment? Does it tell you? 533. So you can modify yours to be quicker than the others by the look of it. I'm intrigued by what colours are available. Ooh. Oh, I like the number 55. Now, a lot of you would have heard me mention iRacing quite a lot before. My commentary career and my whole sort of content creation and everything started over on iRacing. And when I first started it, I saw it as a very important career over there because of the way that the game progresses, or the sim progresses. And I always wanted to have a mainly white MX-5 at the start and number 55. So this falls perfectly into that slot, basically, for me. 90 grand, not a massive amount compared to what I've got left in there. Pop-up headlights, always cool. I'm really glad they still work on these cars as well. And that's that. Part of me doesn't know whether I should upgrade it or anything, you know, just to make it a bit more easy. No, I'm going to go into it with the exact same car. I think you have to get the right tyres for it. I think you've got to be on racing mediums, did it say? Oh, it just has to have racing tyres. So it doesn't have racing tyres to begin with. Okay, let's put it on hards and see what it's got. See what that gives it. That puts it to 581.6. Now, what if we put mediums on it? I just wanted to test this just in case. Just so I know if I've got options or not. We'll put racing mediums on. Back out. 595. Okay, so you can put mediums on. Because it's a long race, I'm going to go for the hards to begin with and see what we've got, okay? You get $500,000 for winning this as well, so it's not a bad payout. But still, it's an hour of racing, so let's see. Even if you finish, wait, what, 15th, you get 300 grand. So even if you finish last, oh, they've all got cool liveries on. Oh, they've gone. They've all got cool liveries on. I quite like that, and I'm not starting last either. Okay, what's the weather looking like? That's something I need to keep my eye on. Is the weather going to come into play here? What does it say? Don't forget there. I'm gonna let this play out, but it says don't forget just behind the weather radar. Is this like an intro to the sort of human comedy thing? So it's like, don't forget your tyres. Don't forget your rain tyres in case the heavens open. I'm doing that just in case, because I've been caught out by that before. Let's just see what this has got. It seems very straightforward to begin with. I'm excited, though. Oh, I forgot, last time I was racing, I was on board because I was on the karts. But I think I'm going to go for this view. Oh, hello. AI going sideways already. Now, do they beef up the AI or something for these races? I don't know. I'm unsure as to what the humongous... Oh god, it really does like to go sideways. I'm unsure what the huge challenge is here. Because people claim that these are some of the hardest races in Gran Turismo 7. Now, I know that, you know, any race, other than when you're up against the Sophie AI, any race against the AI is not the most difficult thing in the world, so... And obviously, you know, me playing against these on my own, maybe not as interesting as the daily races, but I was told to do these a lot, so I wanted to come and see what the challenge was like here today. I think the Lago Maggiore one is probably going to be the highlight of the daily races if I do them. Gained a few places on that first lap. I really do love this car. It's one of my favourite cars in Gran Turismo. I'm surprised I didn't own one already by winning it somewhere else. Thank you very much, Mr. Portier. Have one of them back. I really enjoy the races and events that Polyphony have put together that have special liveries on all the cars as well. We've had a few of those in the weekly challenges in the last couple of months, where we've had Group C cars with special liveries on, DTM throwbacks as well, and obviously that legendary JGTC race that we had for a week. That was absolutely mega stuff. Okay, so 12th at the minute. 22 seconds off the lead, gradually reeling them in as well. But an hour around here, it's quite a lot of driving. I do like me an endurance race though in the sim, and I especially like them in Gran Turismo 7 because I think that the emphasis that they put on tyres and the, you know, the data and the information that you have available to you as a driver in Gran Turismo 7 when it comes to your tyre life and, you know, thinking about strategy and your fuel numbers and all that, Gran Turismo 7 is really good at endurance racing. Really, really good at endurance racing. I know a lot of other sims where you have to spend a long time testing stuff and, you know, making sure that it's going to work and that the AI are going to do what they should do in a race and, you know, to balance it all out. But here on Gran Turismo 7, a lot of the endurance is very plug and play. It's why I'm surprised that there's no longer races just available in the game to begin with. I'm very happy with how this car feels at the moment though. Racing hard's not a bad shout at all. They're going to last us quite well as well. What's crazy is, like I said before, I was just racing the shifter carts around here, and they were doing lap times just over a minute, so they're just as quick as one of these around here, which is mad. But I think the challenge here is that you have to gain places as the race goes on. Obviously you don't start on an even pegging with everybody, you're much further back down the grid, and, you know, typically in Gran Turismo fashion, especially on a circuit like this, the AI start half a lap ahead of you. It's a really cool livery on Wilk's car. Into the top 10 we go. Doesn't look like the heavens are going to open anytime soon, does it, with that sky? Wow. I'm excited to see what the sort of daytime progression is like as well, actually. The car still wants to step out the rear a little bit on the brakes. You have to be careful about how you come off the brakes, but it's also trying to step out the rear on the throttle as well. It's got enough power to obviously spin up the rear wheels, but without the traction control assisting you on corner exit, it really does try and kick the rear out. Look, like that. It's got a little bit of life in it. I quite like it. Otherwise though, this car gives you bagfuls of confidence. It feels so stable and so easy to drive. Grab a third there halfway round. Oh, get off there, Chaz, come on. interested to see when the other drivers come in for pit stops what tyres they were on. Come on, son. Oh, hello. I'm trying to feather it on the brakes around there. Seems like you need third. I've got a very light brake pedal. I'm on the Thrustmaster TGT2 pedals, the standard pedals, so it's very easy to get to full force braking on here. I've got the little sort of rubber stop mod on it so that you can just press the pedal without pressing it hard, press it all of the travel down and you get about that much brake. Nearly 75%, so it does help, but obviously when you're trying to be smooth on the brakes and smooth off the brakes, it's not easy when you've got a very light pedal. Seems like we've got the edge over the AI around there. I'm trying not to push it too hard at this present moment. I'm just trying to get what I can out of the car without fully kicking its head in. Oh. They're so cool though, aren't they, these cars? Here at GT Planet we do share an account as well, just for any specific videos that we need to have on there. Make sure we've got the, identical cars and share a bank account on it. And we've got only one favourited car in that whole garage. I'm pretty sure Andrew favourited it a while ago for a certain event, but it's one of these, and it's a bright purple and gold one. It's fantastic. Like I said though, I'm surprised I didn't own one of these on my own account before now. But here we are. Oh, excuse me. It's a little bit wide. That was a little bit naughty, wasn't it? That's 2 places gained though. Pleased with that. Park it in the middle of the road here so we don't get dive bombed. Nice. This is great fun to drive. Love this car. I've noticed it's suddenly a lot more gloomy and there's a lot of cloud in the sky. I'm going to head to the weather radar shortly. No rain yet. But I am more and more under the impression every lap that there will be rain. Something tells me though that the theme of these races, being called the human comedy missions, is that there is nothing comedy about them whatsoever. I've been told time and time again how severe they are and how harsh they can be, but I think maybe it's just that Lago Maggiore one at the end, we'll see. But this appealed to me so much more than all the others, so I wanted to give this a go and see whether I need to come back and have another stab at it after attempt number 1. Whoa, hello. I've only gained about 5 seconds on the leaders, at this point, so I'm not, oh god, absolutely flying here. They are some dark old clouds forming though, and I've got my monitor on a very low black setting, so, black is black instead of being a sort of light grey. I can barely see at the minute. It's very, very dark for me. I'm interested to see what it's like on the recording, but from what I can see on my left-hand side where I get a little preview window of it, it's not much better. I can see a band of rain forming on the weather radar now. It's in the bottom left corner down there. Now, is it just light blue, or is it going to be quite patchy with some purple bits in the middle? It's definitely coming in, so I need to get cracking here and try and gain more time and places on the leaders. I'm 10 seconds behind Coque Lopez. And that gap is only getting bigger as well. So are they on mediums or something? And I'm losing time because I'm on the hards? Don't know. I'm clearly quicker than the AI through there because that's where I always gain time. Need to think about fuel as well, actually, because we've used nearly 3/4 of a tank in 11 laps. I don't want to restrict the power or anything. I just want to go flat out as often as I can. I'm improving on my personal best as well the whole time. Sub-minute lap times now. Oh, the sun's come back out for just a second. Is that a little ray of false hope? The field is quite nicely spread out around the circuit now, so we should sort of always have cars on screen, or at least around us. Oh, much quicker lap there, 59.7. It's just about how you're smooth on the brakes and how the car doesn't get away from you at all, especially on the throttle like that. We're much faster than these cars ahead. Oh, it's Nico Rubilar. He's seemingly dropping off the pace a bit. Good friend of mine, Nico. He's not going to be my friend here when I lap him. Oh, very sideways. He is a flamboyant driver, so it does suit. Oh, hello. I'm doing the same. Not sure why he's going so slowly. Maybe it's just how the AI are tuned in for this race or something. I don't know whether some of them are turned up a little bit and some of them are turned down to give you a little bit of a spread through the field. Well, we're right with Coque Lopez and Igor Fraga now. Lopez's livery in that yellow and blue almost looks like one of the old Rapid Fit Mondeos or Quick Fit or whatever they were from the British Touring Car Championship, maybe even the Lagunas. Now, Takuma Miyazono has come into the pits from hard tyres with 3 litres of fuel remaining, or 3% fuel. I'm getting a fuel warning now. The car coming out of the pits with his indicator on and everything. How polite. There's Fraga on the outside. Rubilar's with me as well. This is really exciting. This is so much better than just turning up with an overpowered car and driving past the AI. What's the weather doing? Okay, the rain is about to arrive, so we're going to get onto Inters. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to fill up and get on Inters in the hope that the circuit fills up with water quite quickly. Maybe the strategy is to stay out on fuel as long as you can. I don't know. Kokobun's come in from softs and Hizal had mediums on. Oh no, am I supposed to be over there? Oh no, it's an invisible wall. Oh, you pit here. Wait, what? Oh no. Oh no. Do you have to be in the pits a lot earlier? Oh heck, I've messed up. Ah, this is why it's so harsh. Right. Oh no, I need to tickle this round. Right, the windscreen wipers are coming on now. You can see them animated at the bottom of the screen. Oh no, Chaz has made a big mess. Car next to me. I need to pit, mate. So you have to be in this side. Okay. Right then. Let's get the inters on and let's fill her up. Flipping heck, I made a right mess of that, didn't I? Lost a lot of time. Okay, let's see what we can do on these inters then. The headlights are now on. I really hope that I don't shred these tyres too soon though. The rain is here. Oh, I need to turn my fuel mapping back. I'm just hoping that the water builds up on the circuit quickly. If not, the tyre call was very, very wrong. It's hard to actually see if it's raining at the moment. My monitor is that dark. Looks like it is a little bit. The weather radar is going northeast, so we should get a huge band of rain soon. And by huge, I mean it's just spitting. That front left intermediate tyre is getting shredded already. Maybe I've gone a little bit early because there's no moisture on the circuit. The little graph that will be behind my head, I'll bring it up here. This little graph usually tells you how much moisture there is on the circuit. There is nothing at the minute. Not even got a pixel of white lines across the bottom. Oh dearie me. This is part of the challenge, I suppose, of these sorts of races. I wanted to go into it completely blind, though. I didn't want to arm myself with any information from the forums or anybody else and, you know, get told how to do this. All I've seen is people just saying, do these, Chaz, because they're difficult. You know, it might make a bit of a story. Now we've got no rain. The rain has just stopped for a sec, although... it is going to rain again in a bit. There's no point even trying to make the fuel last on these tyres either, because I'm just going to be going slower in all respects. It's not like I'm at an advantage by being on these tyres, so, you know, turn the fuel mode down or the engine mode down to make the fuel last longer. The car doesn't actually feel too bad on these, but it's definitely not the time for them. Kokobun and Miyazono, the top two at the moment, with Hizal in third. I'm in 8th place, not doing too badly. 6 seconds ahead of Beauvoir. I'm getting away by the look of it as well a little bit. I feel so sorry for that front left tyre around there. It is getting battered. We're reining Yamanaka in very quickly here. Whether they've gone onto wets or something. Still no moisture on the circuit. Nearly at the halfway point of the race as well. I can't be risking giving much time away. I'm going to have to come in again at some point soon. means these tyres are not fit for this purpose. I wonder if we pit ahead of the rain, whether we'll actually gain time in the long run, because I won't have had to fuel up for very long. I've used a quarter of a tank here. I'm trying to run all the maths in my head to make this work and figure it out, and I just can't do the maths at the minute. Good thing is we've not lost a huge amount of time to the leaders actually. We're still under 25, well it's just gone over it now as I'm talking, but we're about 25 seconds behind the race leaders. I'm going to give it one more lap because I'm already on inters at the end of the day, so it doesn't matter if it rains now while I'm still out on the circuit. But they're not going to wear as quickly now that the moisture is going to come on. I think the interesting thing about these races as well is that I don't think the weather is the same every single time. I don't think it generates it in the same place. We had this discussion on the forums a while ago regarding my attempts in the Group 1 races where people say, you know, just use a detuned Super Formula car and make sure you have the wets and stuff ready. People have had races where there's no rain whatsoever. Other people get loads of rain and it's barely drivable. Okay, 26.4 seconds behind the leaders now. Do I give it one more lap? I want to stay out of the pits as long as I can. The front left is destroyed. I say one more lap before that heavy band of rain hits. God, it's so dark now. Can't see a thing. It's crazy. It's absolutely pitch black on my screen. I can barely see the road. Okay, the wipers have come on. Now that the weather is going to hit harder, I think a number of the drivers are going to pit. I'm going to pit. Okay, let's go back on the inters. We are going to refuel. May as well just sort of have a hard reset. Put as much fuel in it as I can. And just hope that I'm quicker than the AI in the wet. Okay, let's roll. Let's see what we've got then. We've only lost one place through all of that. We've got a car right behind us, I think. Yeah, we've got a couple. Now, yeah, it may be raining and we may be on inters, but that doesn't mean that we are completely out of the woods. It's still going to be a bit more difficult to drive. We've got to be careful of curbs and runoff area and all sorts. You can hear the rain coming down now. I wouldn't fancy racing these in the wet because 1, they're rear wheel drive, 2, they're short wheelbase, and 3, it's only a roll cage. There's nothing covering the driver's head. You will get soaked. Oh, that little change down to third kicked me out quite a bit there. Okay, let's keep an eye on that weather radar. The rain is now getting heavier. We've got blue flags waving, and that's actually for us because we're 52 seconds off the lead. We'll have to move over at some point. rain is much heavier now, and I'm actually getting away from the leader who is behind, wanting to lap me. Just going to start keeping my eye out for any standing water. The intermediates are still getting absolutely demolished though, in terms of their tyre life. Might have to start driving off the racing line to see if we can save some tyre life somewhere. Doesn't seem to be much difference between driving over here to driving over here in terms of, well, no, actually the graph didn't move on that little moisture bar. Okay, we're gaining places here. We're up into 6th position. Still about 50 seconds off the lead. Kokobun's come into the pits now, as I've lost the back end. God, they were still racing on softs and hards up to that point, so no wonder they've been on the pace, because the circuit was still pretty much bone dry in a lot of places. This is one of the things that Gran Turismo 7 doesn't get enough credit for though. It's just how good endurance racing and mixed conditions racing like this is. All the cars ahead of us are getting fueled up. They're having their pit stops. That's Igor Fraga ahead of me as well, not too far up the road. The car is starting to skate around quite a bit on the surface now. The rain has gotten lighter, but it's still raining. Hello. What if we come back out of that weather radar? There's not a massive amount of rain on the horizon. It's just going to stay light for the foreseeable, from what I can see. I mean, that's what foreseeable means. Excuse me, Monsieur Fraga. Okay, we're only 17 seconds off the leaders here. So I haven't completely mucked this up yet, he says. About to muck it up. Now these Inters may be absolutely annihilated, but I tell you what, they don't feel like they've gone off at all in terms of what performance it gives me. It's a very consistent tyre, is the intermediate by the look of it. I can really take liberties with that front right a bit more as well. It's the front left that's really struggling, so I may as well sort of try and match the wear, if that makes sense. You know, naturally the front left will be the tyre that gets killed, so through any left-handers I can really push it. We're over the halfway point of the race now, 29.5 minutes to go. And the weather has been the main talking point, really. I'm sorry, front left. I'm so sorry. Looking at the weather radar again, there are patches of heavier rain in the bottom left of the screen now, so it's definitely not going to disappear rain-wise. The circuit's not going to dry out very quickly, if at all. Next car on the list is Mick Hizal. He's nowhere near as quick onto the brakes as there. I wonder if he's even on intermediates at all. The circuit is drying though. I'm just worried about that heavier band of rain a little bit later on. I don't think he's on inters, you know. I think he's still on slicks. That's really good side-by-side stuff. That's what I love about the AI on Gran Turismo 7. They are not scared to be side-by-side with you and to try and move. You know, you can't scare them out of the way like you can on something like Assetto Corsa or R-Factor. They really do go for you. They go for the throat. Okay, Solis has come in from intermediates. He's got a lot of fuel as well, so fuel isn't even the limiting factor there that's meant that he's pitting. It's the tyres. Excuse me, nameless driver. I've got half a tank of fuel left. Kokobun's coming in off the inters as well. I'm going to go one more lap. I'm just going to go one more lap, see if I can eke more out of it. I think they're all going back onto dry tyres now. There's Solis coming out of the pits. And Portia, side by side, holding me up anyway, no matter what they're doing. Come on, boys. Shift. Thank you. A little bit risky to go across the front of Solis like that there. I probably shouldn't have done that. That's okay. Can you feel the frantic nature in which I'm trying to figure this out? This is very entertaining from my perspective, though. I hope this video gives you an idea of the elements of this race and what you need to think about as it goes on, but I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. I really like this car, I really like this circuit, and I really love how well Gran Turismo 7 does this sort of racing. Okay. I'm going to come back in, and I'm going to put more inters on, because that weather radar was not looking friendly. Back up to full fuel as well. I did 9 laps on the inters previously though, so I think we just... It says cruising range, 6.7 laps. I'm gonna put 10 laps of fuel in and then finish it from there, because I know I'm gonna have to pit again. Okay, shortens the pit stop a little bit, but I know I'm probably going to be in again in 10 laps time when the inters are shot, so why fuel past that? I know it maybe limits my options a little bit, but it's going to start raining again now. It's going to start raining very heavy after that look. So the weather radar is my best friend at this point. Still in 4th position as well. 4.5 seconds behind Coque Lopez. Let's cruise past these guys. There's no moisture on the circuit at all though, it's really dried out. Now if I go over here, there's barely any moisture off the racing line here, not enough to warrant intermediates. So we need that rain pronto. Oh, it's very loose. Very loose on inters. Come on, I need that moisture to build up, please. Rain is getting heavier, you can hear it now. It's getting a lot heavier. There is some big old patches of dark blue weather radar in the bottom of my screen, and that makes me happy. Can't see any light green yet, we're not quite getting to that level. One of the really cool things about Gran Turismo in this sort of lower light is the amount of exhaust flames that you see, all fantastic colours. Okay, we're 11 seconds off the race lead. It's not a completely impossible task at this point. We've just got to hope and pray that the pit stops and the weather falls into my hands. There's a green patch of rain on the weather radar now, so we are getting some very, very heavy weather. I'm hoping it's about a minute a lap, so we're going to do another 20 odd laps here, so I feel that I could maybe get away with just doing one more stop, try and make some tyres last right until the end. That does mean I'll have to make these inters last until they are down to the threads. But with the added rain coming in now and it getting heavier and heavier, I think that is going to be a lot more possible. Okay, we could take the lead of the race here, because the drivers in front of us are on hards, softs and mediums, so that could be the race lead. And it is. Okay, cool. I don't know how I've managed to make that work, but we are now in the lead of the race. With a lot of heavy rain still coming down. Now they're going full wets rather than inters. That intrigues me. Somebody did anyway. I think, was that Miyazono went full wets? Or was it Kokobun? Not seen another car for a good couple of laps now. I'm giving the throttle a few stabs on the exit of some of the hairpins just to try and find out where the level of the grip is. Got a 15-second lead over the second, I was going to say over the leaders, over second place. Absolutely pounding it down now. Oh my goodness me. I don't ever remember seeing rain on Gran Turismo 7 that got into the sort of purple region on that weather radar, but I remember seeing it get to the yellow one, and it's, yeah, very treacherous. There is a lot of water on the circuit now, so I've got to be careful getting on the throttle. What worries me is one of those drivers behind me being on full wets and whether they're going to have an advantage over the inters. The inters are not wearing out anywhere near as quickly now, so I think I've limited myself with the fuel by not fully fueling in that previous stop. I've sort of shortened this stint before it ever got going, which was a mistake. Kicking the back end out here. God, it is bucketing down. All of a sudden, in a matter of corners, I have lost all ability to turn. Yep. Wow, I just lost all grip. It is too wet for inters. That was pure aquaplane in there. It still says I've gained time on Miyazono though. Oh no, I've just lost about 8 seconds. The rain has just died down for a second. But so too has my level of grip. Whoa, 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 whoa. Excuse me. Okay, so I can't take as many liberties as I had done before. I'm also on very worn inters. Oh my god, this is... yeah. This is why some of them went on full wets. I remember seeing people say in the comments before that it barely ever gets to the point where you need full wets on Gran Turismo 7. I'd say this is. Oh my god. 17.5 minutes left of this race. And the weather ain't stopping. I'm getting full wets. I need 17 laps. So I'm not even sure. I've not got full wets, for God's sake. Ooh, let's get some new inters and go to the end then. Oh, I can't believe I didn't get full wets. What an idiot. But that's based on the fact that people have told me before you never need full wets on Gran Turismo 7. It barely ever gets that point. As I said earlier, there is nothing comedy about this. This is savage. Let's fully fuel it and go from there. Look at it. It's an absolute lake. It's very loud. I'm just going to try and keep the revs down and keep the momentum up. Just to avoid wheel spin. Okay, I'm in 4th position still. To be fair, it's probably easier if I turn the fuel mode way up here to 4. I can get more laps out of the car. I can plant my foot a little bit more aggressively and not worry about losing the rear end. And I can also save fuel. I don't know if I said save fuel twice there, but I can save fuel. Ha! God, that puddle was loud. What's the weather like until the end? Oh, it's going to stop. We've got one more big band of rain coming in here, and then it's going to stop. Not sure how quickly the circuit's going to dry out, though. Short shift into 4th to gain a position. That's not even a position, actually, no. That was lap traffic. We're in 3rd, but half a minute off Miyazono and Kokubun. Of course, it makes sense that Miyazono leads a race where strategy is important, and tyre life, and weather. He's the absolute master of it. Fraga in on wets. Are they going back to inters, knowing that it's going to die down? Have I ended up being on the right tyres here by not bringing wets to the party? You can see, look, I've done a couple of laps on these already and they are not dying at all. They've not lost any life. That's the thing with inters. They're very sensitive to being on a dry track, as you'd imagine in real life. You can absolutely shred them, but you just need to be careful. Wow, nearly 10 seconds off in these conditions. probably had one pit stop too many though, as we've seen, as I'm sure you've done the maths by now, where I clearly can't. Oh, my headlights have gone away. That tells you something. Better days are coming. See, the thing is now, the AI will probably have to pit again where I don't, because of the fact that they've got full wets on and not inters. So they're, you know, at the extreme end of the wet tyres, whereas I'm in the middle ground that'll work in both conditions up to a point. Just got to keep my eye on what Miyazono and Kokobun do ahead of me. We're up behind Kawakami, who's in 15th position. Still having to be careful on the throttle and with the steering because the car does still want to break away. Yeah, thanks for not getting in the way, mate. Gap to the leaders is staying about the same. Car behind us pitted. The inters are starting to get warm though, because this is drying out quite quickly now. Still 11 minutes left to go. But it's almost like these inters are brand new. And how many laps did I do on them previously? 9? Mick Hazal has again pitted from behind. Oh, actually, sorry, it was Lopez that was behind me earlier that then pitted. Now Mick Hazal has pitted to take those wets off. But I'm thinking with these inters, if I'm good to them and the circuit's still a little bit moist in places, I can save these and go to the end. If I run over here, where the moisture is, can we make anything of it? I don't know, because in the corners, obviously, the dry racing line is where I want to be. Ah, the sun's out now, that's nice, isn't it? That's a soaking wet curb, Chaz. I don't really want to be on those. Okay, gap to the leaders is about the same, 29 seconds, they're both right with each other, and Lopez behind me is about 31 seconds back, so there's no threat from me or to me at this present moment, other than myself. Circuit is drying very quickly now. Wonder whether I turn that fuel number back up and crack on. Hello. Sorry, Sai. Sorry. That was not gentlemanly behaviour there by Chaz, but he's pushing. Yeah, the circuit is very dry now. God, look at the colour of it there. Yeah, it's very dry. How many laps of fuel have we got? It says 10. There's not 10 laps of the race left. there's less, is what I'm implying. Oh, this is a pickle to be in. It's got the wet stuff round here. That's not helping anybody, is it? Why am I doing that? I'm nervous now. I'm really nervous. I'm just constantly checking that front left tyre. If I can hold on to third, then great, because I'll still get a lot of money. Still get 300k for third place, if I remember rightly. The weather goes so quickly one way then the other. I'm intrigued to know as well in the comments, by the way, everybody, if you've had a similar weather pattern to this or not, or whether you've had a different one. Let me know how this race usually goes for you, and whether you've enjoyed this format of this, of course. I started with a lot of the external views and stuff, and the sort of long form races in the daily races videos that I've been doing. I figured I'll try and give you a almost full rendition of this race in my first attempt at it. Okay, leaders are in. Miyazono's in from the lead. My inters are not going to last until the end. That front left ain't lasting. It might. It might. Just to the end. 8 laps of fuel left. No weather to worry about. Just this idiot behind the wheel. Trying to be kind to it around that final corner. There is Miyazono. Yellow flag. Is there a car off? Or was it because Miyazono was coming out of the pits? No, there has been a car off. We've not won this because Miyazono is ahead of me after his pit stop. And he'll be on something like mediums. I'm on destroyed inters on a drying track. Well, on a bone dry track now. I'm pushing like mad. There he is. Still catching him on this lap, but unsure what that's got to do with it being an out lap. Wait, he's coming into the pits. He was on wets. No wonder I was catching him. Kokobun's also in the pits. Oh my goodness me, we lead the race. Why did he come back out on wets? That's bizarre. 4.5 minutes to go. That's going to be 5 laps on tyres that are absolutely annihilated. On a circuit that's partly river, partly concrete. I have a 6-second lead over Kokobun that is very quickly disappearing. Wait, hang on, the lead's just gone back up massively. It's over 7 seconds. Have I somehow fluked this? I need to lose a bit of time here, but I can't lose much. I need to lose about half a minute because I'm doing 1 minute 1s, 1 minute 2s. Kokobun's back in the pits. Right, so now I've suddenly got a lot more time to lose. Because I need, ideally, to lose a lap of this race. Although, no, those tyres will last. Those tyres will last. I'm just going to go. I'm just going to gun it. Miyazono up into second place then. Right, we can destroy that front right. Stuff the front right. It's corners like this where we need to be careful. Because of that front left. I'm just going to lightly breeze through there. 18 seconds over Miyazono. I didn't see what tyres he came back out on. I'd imagine mediums. I wonder if there's some sort of weird glitch or something where they come back out on wets. Just because at some point of the circuit, like the, you know, off the racing line, there is a lot of moisture. Because if I go out here, look, there's loads. There's way, way more moisture than you need for inters. Just out here on this part of the circuit. 3 laps left. 19-second lead over Miyazano. I'm so scared for that front left tyre. Just going to take a wider line here. Let him by. I was going to say whoever that is rapid at the minute. That's Fraga. Although I think he is now letting me by because of the blue flags, so that's a bit of a predicament we find ourselves in. So we've got 1 minute and 40 seconds left on the clock. Give me all that moisture. Let me drive on it. Look after my inters. Okay, 2 more laps. What are you doing? What are you doing, you silly boy? Get out of it. So the Brazilian driver wanted to show the Chilean driver just how it's done in South America. He says, watch this. Lead is down to 13 seconds. Moisture, moisture, moisture. Okay, 1 more lap in this very ever first attempt at a human comedy mission. As I've said, and it will be the title of the video, there is nothing comedy about this. This is brutal. But I love it. This is a real highlight of how good Gran Turismo is at endurance racing and mixed conditions racing. It doesn't hold your hand, it doesn't give you... Well, I mean, it gives you lots of info. It does not make it easy for you, though. You know, the AI, sure, you know, there's a high chance that as a Gran Turismo player in general, you will be quicker than the AI. They're not the best AI in the world. Sophie is incredible, it's not enabled on stuff like this. But, you know, when you turn up in a car that's equal performance, makes it a much more interesting race, makes it much more of a challenge, as I have done for myself here. One little last bout of moisture, please. I don't know how I've managed to make this work. I really don't. However, I hope you've enjoyed this video, because I've enjoyed taking this race on. This has been brilliant. I'm going to do more of these. You can bet that you will see me again doing these in future. We've won the first human comedy mission. Get in. That is mighty difficult. Wow. Thank you very much, Sarah. I was not expecting to see you then. We did it. Wow. God, that was hard. Everybody pretty much a lap down or more. Only 8 seconds between myself and the strategy master himself, Takuma Miyazono there. But wow, that was mighty, mighty difficult. However, the format really does work and I thoroughly enjoyed that. I hope you did too. I'll be doing more of these. I will eventually build up to the Lago Maggiore one at the end. Once again, let me know how your race went with this. You know, did you get rain at all? Did you get a lot of it? Did you get as much as me? How did you work it out? Anyway, thank you so much for watching us here on GT Planet once again, and we'll see you again very soon in another video. Have a great day.